From Rixie, this is Debuff, and I'm your host, Steve Skeels.
Around and woke up that morning with a peripheral vision. The money was gonna trickle down on our ass like Promethazine cheese. And we was gonna take a bite out these motherfuckers like a pack of piranha with gold teeth, baby. Hey, y'all keep your head up. It's Monday. We finna get down on this week, you know what I'm talking about?
It's Monday. Welcome back to Debug.
It's fucking Monday, boys.
I'm your host, Debug.
What the fuck
dude,
was that opening clip?
I said debug.
Yeah.
It's Debug, boys.
What, you want to explain that one?
That's all Sean, dude.
I typed, I was going to YouTube. Oh, I typed youtube.com. I go there and I typed RIXEYDU, DEBUGG.
Is that allowed?
And debug with Ray to fix problems faster. Be a better programmer by mastering debugging.
Oh, wait.
What are you talking about?
You found this video by accidentally typing in the show name wrong?
No, I didn't find our show that way. I just
No, just finding this video.
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
then
said
what the fuck
explain
are you
the
talking
clip.
about?
Yeah, what are you talking
I
about?
was saying explain that clip, boy.
I thought you were saying explain. Okay. I thought you were just explaining why Steve said debug.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no,
yeah.
no.
That's because you said debug earlier.
No, so I don't remember. I was just flipping through TikTok and that video came up, and I think it is like the funniest fucking thing.
It's such a funny video.
Like, he makes no sense. Glasses upside down.
Can you explain like the visual to the people?
Dude in a white shirt wearing like see-through glasses, like just regular glasses, no frames on them, upside down.
The glasses are upside down.
With a hat on semi-backwards.
It might be a Lakers hat.
Yeah, purple and yellow.
Purple and gold.
Purple and gold.
Promethazine cheese.
Walking around with palm trees in the background and a clear sky.
He's either in Miami or he's in like Venice.
Someone was like, if Baton Rouge was a person.
Venice Beach. Yeah. I mean, but he doesn't. You'd think from the audio, you think he might be, a black dude, but he is a white dude. He is the whitest of dudes.
I think he's just fucking around.
You have no idea at all what
None
he's
of
saying.
what he says makes any sense,
Yeah.
and that's why I feel like it's the
Promethazine cheese.
But he says it's Monday, so.
Yeah, so that might be our new.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get that on the soundboard somewhere. Some of that, not the whole thing.
Just the
pieces
Monday
of it.
thing.
Yeah, it's Monday. What
Gotta
does
get
he
down
actually
on his
say?
week.
What does he say? I'll clip that part.
Keep your head up. It's Monday. We finna get down on this week, you know what I'm talking about?
There you go. All right, gamer nerds. What's going on in the fucking news cycle?
News-wise, I don't know. There's been a bunch of random shit.
Or
coming
yeah,
out,
whatever.
but, yeah. I don't know. I kind of want to. I've been saying for a while, and I kind of want to start with Zelda because by the time this comes out, it'll be the day after Zelda's 35th.
What is the actual date?
February 21st, 1986.
Okay, and this comes out on Mondays.
So it'll be the 22nd.
Dude, whenever we start recording and I have to look something up, I always search for my phone.
Yeah.
You guys do that?
I mean,
That's why I've
for
been
my
bringing
phone.
my computer.
I know.
well, yeah.
I always look for it and I'm like, oh yeah, shit, it's right here.
That
feel like-
happened the first time we recorded, and I
Yeah.
didn't have my computer.
I feel like you should figure out a way to turn this upside down or put it over there.
Yeah, I mean,
And put
actually,
a
this
computer
is
in front of
This
you.
is pretty. It's pretty nice.
That's a fucking excellent question.
I just feel like it's hard to put your hands that far forward to type something in to
Yeah,
figure it out.
The problem is like, do I want to prop up the camera correctly, or do I want to, whatever? So it's on the
Logistical
20
shit.
what?
21st,
Yeah.
21st. So then,
this'll
what's
be-
next Monday?
the 22nd. So
Oh,
it'll
so
be
it
the day
will
after.
have already happened.
Yeah.
So we'll
But
get
we
to talk
don't-
about it now
Oh
and after.
shit!
Yeah,
dude.
but I don't know if Nintendo is going to do anything on Sunday.
Okay, so if they did something on Sunday,
We might
then
be wrong.
we might be wrong.
Yeah, but
But we're gonna give our best guess, and if we're right, you literally have to subscribe.
Wait a minute. So this video is going to come out after
yeah,
it happened.
If it happens on the 21st,
which is Sunday, which they normally don't do any directs.
it'll come out on Monday.
Maybe we'll just have to have a special edition.
and talk about it separate.
Yeah, I mean, we can absolutely talk
Special
about
app.
it afterwards, but right now we're making predictions 6 days in advance.
Yeah, we're just talking about it. We've talked about it a bit before, and thought here's basically the last chance before maybe they do something. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, this last year we had Mario's 35th, and we got the 35th like anniversary, 3D All Stars collection. They did that weird Mario 35 like battle royale game that I actually never tried. It looked cool, but that's
I
not
heard
really
it
my
was
shtick.
good. I don't remember where I heard that.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, and they announced Super Mario 3D World and plus Bowser's Fury, which is just out now. So like that's
did
cool.
that just come out?
I think it did. Dylan said he got his early in the mail. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I think I'd like to get that because like I said on past episodes, I've been looking for it for DS, for 3DS.
That's different, but it's still the same idea. And this one's cool. I played it on the original on the Wii U some, and it's like the co-op is cool. So it'd be a good one to play together. But yeah, I mean they did.
What do you what do you think is going to happen? If you had to guess.
I don't think Breath of the Wild 2 is going to come out this year. People were saying maybe, but I don't know. I feel like it still seems a little bit soon. I mean, I know if they're using the same engine and stuff, it's probably a pretty decent turnaround time, right? Like, it shouldn't be that bad, but I don't think it's coming out this year. We've seen basically nothing, so it'd be kind of wild for Nintendo to be like, middle of the year, here's everything about it, and it's coming out at the end of the year. So what I would like to see is a collection. I think that could be very cool.
It would be on brand.
Yeah, and the easiest thing I think for them to do would take like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, which are already HDified, and add in like Ocarina, which would be cool.
Is Wind Waker, has it been HDified?
They did it on the Wii U. They had Wind Waker and
okay. I
Twilight
didn't know
Princess.
that.
Yeah. And I mean, they ported them to that and used the gamepad. All they'd have to do is like remove the gamepad usage, and it would be fine. So I think they could easily, I say easily, I'm not a game developer, they could do that probably pretty painlessly. Yeah. I don't know. And also for what they did on the Super Mario 3D All Stars, those were like emulated, right? So they clearly already have an emulator for GameCube and 64 Wii running on the Switch. Even if they didn't do anything too crazy, they could just emulate the original versions.
I think I would like, and I think we're all in agreement here. I'd like to see Ocarina of Time. I'd like to see Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I think Majora's Mask. Was it? Do you guys think that Majora's Mask is better than Ocarina of Time, or do you feel? I personally like Ocarina of Time.
I think most people say Ocarina's.
So I feel like there's a small percentage that would say the second one
for sure.
I think Majora's Mask is a lot darker, which
it's a lot harder for sure.
I never really played it, and again, as we'll say, I'm not the like huge Zelda fan. Played some of them, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, people love Majora's Mask. It'd be cool if they just threw that on there too, but I can't see them putting.
That would be really dope if they gave us 4 games in one. I don't think they will.
No,
but that would be really cool.
There's one other thing people were saying. Maybe I think there was rumors of Skyward Sword, which was a Wii game that came out for Zelda's 25th anniversary or something like that. Like there was a 25th anniversary seal on the box. I don't know. I never played it, but it uses the Wiimote to control the sword like pretty accurately for some fighting and puzzles and stuff. So people have said they don't know how they would really translate that, but that could be cool, maybe. But the one thing I really want to see, I've heard people mention, is fucking like Zelda Maker. Yeah, we have Mario Maker. It would be sick to do like build dungeons and maybe do some overworld dungeon stuff, but it would be really cool to have something like that.
What
I mean, they kind of already did that with Link's Awakening, which was, a cool little mini game within the game itself. So, I mean, I feel like they've already toyed with the idea. And it's a cool idea.
That would be really interesting.
I don't think I would buy it though. Like, that's my opinion. It's like Mario Maker looks like fun, but I would rather watch someone else get their ass beat by levels that have
like
been
really difficult levels.
And I feel like it's a lot more flexible in Mario, whereas Zelda's just kind of like go through this door, get this key, turn around and go back to unlock this door.
But some of the stuff that people did with the Mario Maker was pretty crazy, and I feel like it would be interesting to see people create puzzles and stuff because that's what a lot of the Zelda is about.
The only thing about it I think would be difficult, in my opinion, is that like Super Mario Maker is a 2D platformer, and when you introduce full directional like capability, I think that's where it gets really like muddy, because I mean unless they're gonna do like the thing that they had in Link's Awakening, it seems like which engine is it gonna run on? Is it able to run on all engines? Like I don't know.
Well,
it gets muddy to me when I think about like, well, which game, which
Well, it would
skin.
definitely be like top-down Zeldas, and I feel like for
That would be the easiest way to do it.
they're not. I don't think they're gonna do like 3D.
Yeah, that's
by
what I
any
was saying,
means.
because I
No.
was like,
No.
because when you look at Super Mario Maker, it's like all of the versions, but even the newer versions are still 2D.
Yeah, no, I don't think they would do anything beyond like the top-down style. I mean, because most of those too, like Mario moves differently in the different styles for Mario Maker, but I mean Zelda doesn't really have that in any of the games, where it's like he plays a little bit differently. He can wall kick in this one, so I think it'd be really simple to do it and just have you be able to pick which graphical style you like. I don't know. I mean, I still feel like it's kind of a pipe dream thing, but like you said, they toyed with the idea already. But that was basically,
I didn't know about that.
It was pretty much like building blocks. You had different rooms and you could set them up. You could make a dungeon based on like preset rooms, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
dude, I just saw that tweet. It's so
fucking insane.
Cool. Such a cool tweet.
You want to pivot to what that is?
It's a tweet by who?
Noel at Noel Onix, NOELONYX. Another retro pixel art animation I did. Hope you like it. I always love ground and rock types. It's the ground or the rock gym in the first game, but the rocks in the back form into Onix and surround the gym leader Brock.
I'll put it on screen right now if I can. I'll do a little screen grab of it. That is really cool.
Yeah,
it's basically like it turns into a 3D, but it's so genius. I saw that earlier. So one thing we talked about discussing, prior to the podcast, was we had a debate some time back about the difficulty of Pokemon games over time. And my impression, and this has probably been shaped and formed by YouTube videos that I've seen, where people are like, the new games are fucking easy and they're like for kids. And I've always assumed and maybe that's, like I said, because of my shaped opinion, but that the newer games are definitely geared towards a younger audience. Not that the first 1, 2, 3 generations weren't, but I feel like, in my opinion, has the difficulty level come down since the original game? Since Generation 1.
My opinion is that if I were to play Sword and Shield at the age where I played Red, that it would probably be just as hard as I thought it was when I played Red the first time.
I feel like they've probably... I mean, I disagreed with you for sure. I think that they're all pretty easy, right?
Just relative.
But I do feel like I understand that they've made them easier. I know I don't play the Pokemon games, full disclosure, but just from hearing people talk about it, I know, like, was it Sun and Moon? They just basically gave you like a legendary Pokemon pretty easily. Like, there are things that they do in the games that people say make it easier, or I don't know, Sword and Shield. I felt like I watched Sean play, and there was maybe a couple parts where you would get your butt kicked or whatever, but it was...
Yeah, a lot of the gyms were fucking easy in that game.
Yeah,
I felt like I didn't lose a battle.
You guys know what you're doing now, though, where when you were kids, it definitely was...
I got the hat.
Whatever.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I brought it for this conversation specifically, and I forgot about it. I wanted to be that weeb, on the podcast.
Speaking of Pikachu, we needed to talk about this after, but the McDonald's cards.
Yeah. Well,
it's a pretty sweet hat, dude. How does it look in your camera?
How does what?
How does it look in your camera? Pretty dope. Does it look blown out?
No. No.
It's pretty dope, dude. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I feel like in general, games have gotten easier. Like that's why people like games like Dark Souls, as I love to bring up, because it doesn't hold your hand. But when you think about older titles, they were very short and they had to be kind of hard to give you something to keep coming back to. Yeah. I mean, it comes from the arcade game days where they needed to keep sucking down your quarters.
That's what I was going to say. It used to be hard
for the sake
of like getting your money.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, home consoles, and maybe we'll make it hard so that you play it more and you think like you've progressed and gotten better and you've evolved. But then, it was like, wait, games don't have to be hard. They can just be games.
Yeah.
I mean, I
and now we're back to Dark Souls. You know?
But I mean, go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
I think that people realize, like it doesn't have to be an insanely difficult game, right? Like Pokemon Red at the time to me was hard, right? Like when I was young, I didn't know what I was doing. I had the guidebook. I still felt like I didn't know what I was doing. And like that game specifically, Pokemon, is like you kind of have to know a little bit about
like
the game to fucking like actually be good at it, right? Like you can't just throw a water Pokemon at an electric type and expect great results.
Yeah.
And that was something that took me a long time to figure out when I first started playing that game. It was like, oh, I shouldn't use this Pokemon against this type. And now I think with that knowledge, we've come to know, like, yes, Pokemon all have weaknesses. There's, this, that, and the other that we've gained over the years of playing that game. And that's why it's easy now. Like, if you were to throw someone at that game who knew nothing about Pokemon, it may be harder, right? Like, just the fact that, like, it would take a little bit of time to learn the mechanics of how Pokemon are to...
Do y'all get that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that, and I feel like that's a big part of why it's easier for you now, because when you set up your team, it is what Pokemon do you like, but you're like, okay, I need to have a water type for when I need a water Pokemon. You may run into a gym later where you're like, oh shit, my team is unbalanced and I don't have anything to go up against. So now you deal with that. I do hear people saying that they are easier now for sure, but I mean, I don't think the Pokemon games were ever very hard.
No.
Other than occasionally the end game, like go fight Red or whatever in whichever Pokemon that was. Like the end game stuff that is there to kick your butt.
I think I think two things. One, I think that the new games, especially playing Sword and Shield, and then in the past couple months playing Ultra Sun, they hold your hand a fuck ton in the new games. Like more than I believe that they did in the originals. Now, in the originals, you wake up and you talk to your mom, and you're forced to talk to your mom, and then she's like, go talk to Oak, and he puts you on a mission to go to the store, and you come back, and he gives you the Pokedex. But after that, that's about the end of the hand-holding, and I think that's a couple minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I feel like the hand-holding you're talking about is more like where to go and what to do. Yeah, they tell you, but I mean, old games in general definitely did not tell you what the fuck you were supposed to do a lot of the times. So I get that, but I feel like the base gameplay and stuff is not. Like most of the gyms are probably about the same difficulty, I would imagine. They're not like...
Yeah, I felt like... So one thing that I know from playing Sword and Shield is that, like, whenever you go into the town, there's always going to be somebody who walks up to you and tells you exactly who you're about to face.
Yeah.
And, like, down to the fucking, like, T, like...
This is what
like,
Pokemon
hey, man, he's got a Charizard. Or
this is what level it should be.
Yeah, and he loves the electric type, and, like, everything, like, leading up to that gym is usually, like, giving you a sense of what's coming.
But when I was little, I just smashed A through all of that. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to read. I wanted to fight. I wanted to catch Pokemon. So, like...
Yes, but I'm saying in red and blue and yellow...
Yeah, they didn't do that.
Did they really give you as much, other than if you walked up to the guy and you were like, what's going on here? He's like, yo, it's rock type.
I guess, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm back and forth where I just feel like Pokemon in general has never been hard. It was not supposed to be. The hand-holding thing, I think, is just an effect of games nowadays are all pretty much like that, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you know,
they're becoming more accessible.
Yeah,
I think.
And I think part of my problem is that being a turn-based RPG like Pokemon is pretty much like lowest on the tier of difficulty for most games. So to me, it's been like, you know, you could go play something like what the fuck is it? I don't know. Even some of the early Final Fantasy games or Dragon Quest games were harder than that. I know it's different, but
I think what it is that the video games are scaling with not only the audience, but like just essentially being more inclusive. And I will say, based on my experience with Sword and Shield, I had a really good time playing it. It was shorter than I would have hoped. I think I might have beaten it in a couple days, but I wish it was just a little bit more difficult. I had a great time, and I think when you play a game that's a little easy, you enjoy it because you're like, you know what? I had a good time, and it wasn't like stressful. But at the same time, I wish I would have lost more, because I feel like I don't remember losing a single battle, and I'm not that good at that game. Like, I'm pretty good, but I'm not like I couldn't tell you what types go with what. Like, I couldn't tell you all of the like super effective moves. And so that's where I'm like, okay, this seems easier, because I feel like I would have gotten fucking rocked in Red and Blue.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like if you went back and played Red and Blue now, you would probably still do like pretty much walk through it pretty easily.
Well,
for sure.
and then that's what you said is Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, those are a little bit different.
I feel like those were like a remake of, you know, the original games, but also even more dumbed down because of the way you caught Pokemon. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I went all out and bought the game and the fucking Pokeball, right? Like, I think it was a cool idea.
It's a cool item.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a cool... It is a Switch controller. If you had a game that only required 2 buttons and a joystick, you can fucking use that to play the game. And it was really comfortable to use that to play that game.
Yeah.
You could take your Pokemon with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
The tossing was weird because it was like inverted. It was like throw this way and it would go that. I don't remember. I didn't really love that.
Sometimes I felt like it was not as like the best motion controls ever. But the one thing, and I've mentioned this to you guys before, I think long before the podcast. Do you feel like Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, they were throwback, like, fun games, but they were also kind of a proof of concept for Sword and Shield? Just even slightly, for them to work out the bugs a little bit.
I mean, maybe, sure, that they were like first developing a game before they went and made a whole new title. You know, it was like a small thing so that they got used to developing on the Switch.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that, but I mean, they didn't really...
I feel like it was like them getting their sea legs a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that for sure.
Because it technically, what was the first Pokemon game on Switch?
Yeah.
Like full-fledged version of the game.
Yeah, and it's done really well. I mean, I can get that, but I don't feel like they took much from the actual game, right? I mean, there's like the Let's Go stuff. People are talking about how we haven't seen it yet, but the assumption going forward is that they're going to do remakes in the style of Let's Go, as well as remakes.
That would be really cool.
I would really like that, because I didn't get a lot of FaceTime with the latter generations after 1.
Yeah.
Like, I got a little bit of like Gold and Silver.
Silver was where I dropped it. After that, I didn't pick it up again.
And then
for a while,
I just did. I didn't play it after that.
Was Crystal? Crystal was the third one for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I remember us owning Crystal.
I remember
I'm sorry,
you guys.
I keep coughing.
That's okay. I remember you guys like borrowed me that. I think Crystal.
We borrowed it. You hit.
I think that is technically still grammatically correct.
I don't know. We lent it to you.
You
lent
it to me. Do you remember that?
I don't remember borrowing that at all. But
it was.
It's possible.
It was
dude.
Years ago.
There was a time where you were playing on your Game Boy with no battery cover on the back,
like in high school.
Yeah, and it might have been around that time.
Well, Yeah, I mean, people were saying that because they do still do remakes of like what was the last one? Was it Heart Gold and Soul Silver that were like
maybe
the last one of what?
Oh, of like the remakes. No, because they did the Omega
no, they did
Ruby.
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Well, that was kind of like a re-release.
Yeah, remake of Heart Gold. You know,
Heart Gold, Soul Silver. They did a Ruby and Sapphire.
Omega Ruby.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
I don't know which one was last.
Regardless, people want them to continue that line that they're doing, like go after Ruby and Sapphire and do it in like the normal style.
Yeah.
And then take the Let's Go style and pick up from they had Red and Blue, and next they'll do Gold and Silver.
I have such a like soft spot in my heart for Fire Red.
Yeah.
Because I mean they've now redone Generation 1 technically 2 times, but I just loved that game because it brought all of the new age stuff to
the
originals.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I do want to say this about Let's Go Pikachu. It feels to me it feels very much like a game for somebody under the age of 10. It does not feel like a game for somebody our age. Did you feel that way?
Well, no, I mean they're baby games. Like Matt would always be like, "Oh, your baby's first RPG." Like
that's kind of what Pokemon is until you get into the like in-depth hardcore, some of the end game stuff in some of the games, and like battling people. You know, all the I don't know shit, but the like EV training and stuff like that, where there's like very difficult ways to min-max your Pokemon that take fucking hours of grinding and shit.
Yeah.
When you get into that level, that's when it gets really intense and you go to tournaments or whatever people do. And
there was the little girl, 7-year-old girl who won the Pokemon Sword and Shield International Tournament.
Dude, like, what was her squad?
Dude, she fucking was like did so well in this game.
Oh man, I would love to see that.
I watched like the last battle of it. Really fucking awesome.
Do you remember
fucking hair on here? Well, it's like tickling my face.
It's yours because
it is definitely my hair. It's just fucking pissing me off.
Do you remember who was on her squad?
No.
That's so crazy. A 7-year-old.
Yeah, dude. She killed it. It was really cool. And she was like, you know, they were like, "Do you want to say anything to to your fans and your fans?" She's like, "No."
I love that, dude. She's like, "Not really." No.
Yeah, I mean, she might have said something. She might have said something, but I remember it being very short and like, no.
Well, I don't want to slander Pokemon. I don't really play any of the games. I know
They are pointing at the young market because it worked 25 years ago.
Yeah, I mean that's what they've always been is for kids.
They want the adults 20 years from now to be like, "Man, I used to love Pokemon."
I mean, dude, I still love it. Like,
I know. I mean, it's a killer strategy.
But so, just to get into Let's Go and what they're doing with that, right? A little bit in college for me, I'm not big into Pokemon, but I know you probably remember when fucking Pokemon Go came out, like the flocks of people. I mean, everyone saw it, but I remember people in my class being like, we're getting the party together to go and like just walk around and hit Pokestops and stuff. And like, that's cool. And then there's a ton of people that were doing that don't actually play the Pokemon games. They don't have a Nintendo console, fuck around on your phone. Well, the Switch got big and they were like, well, let's do this Let's Go concept where you can interact somewhat with Pokemon Go. People that have that are like, oh, well, now like let me check that out. And it probably brought in more consumers, right? I think it was a good move to try to link that Go naming convention.
Well, yeah, and so that's the thing.
And they made it easy so that people would pick it up and enjoy it. And it was familiar to what they were doing with their phone or whatever. And then maybe, hopefully, they bought Sword and Shield.
Well, that's one thing that at first I really didn't like about Let's Go Pikachu was I was like, man, I can't I have to just toss fucking Pokeballs at wild
You can throw
Pokemon.
berries too, dude.
Yeah, but then when you get into it, what's cool about it is that it is an extension of the first game, and they changed it ever so slightly to where it feels new.
Well, yeah, but also, like, I feel like it was weird to go kind of against the anime with the games because they didn't. I really feel like in the anime they did not fight wild Pokemon. Like
occasionally,
pretty
right?
rare.
But yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it's
So
pretty
it's
rare.
just like, oh, let me catch this fucking Pokemon by throwing a ball at it. I don't remember them fighting them.
I mean, Ash, that's how he got most of his squad, right? Like, he was trying to catch him. I mean, he went to the gyms,
usually like
but
Pikachu,
well, yeah,
like
but
doing a Thunderbolt.
like the first episode of getting like Pidgey or whatever, right? Like they did have some of that for sure, but
I feel like if anything, it was like him throwing a rock at the Pokemon, knocking it out. And
well, yeah, I mean, I
not
love
making Pikachu fight him.
the meme that's like, you remember when Ash said "fuck the battles" and he tried to fade Mewtwo himself
Yeah.
because he like tries to punch him. Yeah, I mean,
Was that from the movie?
Yeah, Pokemon 2000.
Dude, I would love to see that again.
I tried to get Lena to watch it with me. She wouldn't.
Do you have it?
No, it's on, I think, Netflix, or you can download the Pokemon app and watch like everything Pokemon for free.
Oh man, I'd love to see that again. I remember.
I don't know if the movie is on there, but
Well, so this is actually a perfect segue for the Pokemon cards that we got.
oh yeah, go ahead.
In the theatrical release in what 2000,
Was
1999.
it was 2000.
Pokemon 2000 was
When you purchase your ticket, you got a card.
Mew, the ancient Mew,
Yeah.
dude.
You got the ancient Mew, and I don't remember if it was the theatrical release as well, but you got the holographic Entei.
that was probably for the other.
Yeah, that was.
Do you remember that?
That was Pokemon. Was it 2001?
Dude, I don't.
Pokemon.
I just remember
movie.
getting those two cards.
Yeah,
and,
2001.
Just stacking the deck, dude.
And
Those with Pokemon Forever.
Yeah.
Pokemon Forever.
Yeah.
Batman Forever. Pokemon
And-
Forever.
No, it was Pokemon 3, the movie with
Is it Entei or Entei?
I always said hentai.
hentai.
Is it hentai?
Is it hentai? It's hentai. There's probably hentai of it, but
Oh yeah. It's
The
Rule
hentai.
34 Pokemon. Yeah, no, I remember that card like
Dude,
the back of my hand.
$66 on Amazon.
hell yeah.
But yeah, that was always so cool.
Yeah.
It was so cool to go and see a movie and you get the card.
Or like the Yu-Gi-Oh movie, you got the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I don't remember that.
Oh,
but
I would talk.
What
about
card
that
did you
for a few
get?
minutes.
Wasn't there the was it the fusion of the blue eyes was one of them, or I remember actually, dude, I don't fucking recall.
I don't know either because I did not see
So,
that shit.
Yeah,
I did
mean,
not play Yu-Gi-Oh.
I absolutely did.
Oh no, it was the blue eyes shining dragon. Maybe was that? I don't know. I mean, we loved it. I just don't remember what cards
But I do-
came from.
Before we get onto that topic, because I have a few things to say about that. It is really cool that Nintendo or the Pokemon Company is like putting out cards with McDonald's. As much as I don't like their food, but again, aiming it towards the, younger market, just saying like, hey, you come get a Happy Meal and get a pack of 4 fucking starter Pokemon cards, which is
They're gonna make so much goddamn money.
yeah, dude. I
from
mean,
this.
what we got?
Well, so tell them about it. I'm gonna go get the cards. They're outside. The
Yeah,
room.
I don't have mine. We were like, let's go try and find some of these Happy Meals to try and get some cards. And we went to a town 30 minutes from here because the one near us doesn't have it. And they had them. So Mason bought 3, I got 1, and we pretty much all got, me and him. He got 1 duplicate. He got a holographic one of the ones I got that wasn't holographic. Got a fucking Cyndaquil, which I'm a little bit butthurt about.
I got 2 Littens.
2 Littens. Yeah, that was the one that you got a duplicate of.
So,
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, we have half of the collection now.
Can y'all see that? Look on the monitor.
so this is what it comes in. This is actually really good because
Yeah.
I think people won't have seen it. You get this little package, and I think all the cards are starters.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you.
Which this is like a rounded Pikachu.
Show him
This
the little paper.
is what like this.
No.
The pack.
Oh, the
he's
paper
he's
pack.
getting to that. You open
Yeah.
up the first thing
So
you should.
this is a weird thing about this when it's not the plastic you're used to.
It's not paper fully either.
Yeah, it's
Probably better for the environment.
it's like
You wanna pour me a little sip of that?
gift bag paper.
Steve?
yeah.
Thanks, brother.
And it's got the original 3.
I don't need a fat pour like that, but
It's got Pikachu. It's got this like new like rounded Pikachu on it.
no, that is the new Pikachu.
Yeah, it's like the new generation Pikachu.
I mean, I kind of like him. I do miss fat Pikachu. Like, the original card of Pikachu is like the chunkiest fucking.
Well, have you seen the new Ash?
Yeah, he
He looks
weird
like
as shit.
ass.
Yeah, he looks weird as shit.
And so in this little card, you get a picture frame for your favorite card, which like folds out. Yeah. So the cards I got, they're all really not that exciting, but the only 3 that are exciting are the Turtwig, Cyndaquil, and Poplio.
Dude, the Cyndaquil is the dopest one.
Very cool.
Very cool. I just love that. I mean, I would love to get the entire set, but I'm not going to probably waste time going to McDonald's to get 25 cards.
I will say this, that
it's very cool.
I remember being a kid and when McDonald's had toys that were actually cool, like, you know, you went to one around here trying to get them and they had Twister or whatever the fuck that was they were about to have. But
we had to drive to Warrenton, which is about 30 minutes.
They are the most expensive cards right now. That set on eBay right now.
100%.
A complete set?
Complete set.
Because you have to go buy fucking
this
Happy
one sold
Meals,
for $1,000.
Jeez, I'm trying to go get some Happy Meals now.
Yeah, might be.
This might be worth like a fucking $1 million.
The holographic Pikachu takes or sold for up to $100 on its own.
I just
$110.
Can I see that photo? I'm curious what it looks like.
It's the new the listing has ended. $89. 25th anniversary Pokemon McDonald's card. Yeah. I mean, dude, I you know,
it feels so nostalgic that Pokemon is back in McDonald's.
Like, I think that's cool.
I think the last time that Pokemon was in McDonald's was Wizards of the Coast printed and distributed the cards. And that was a fucking long time ago.
Yeah.
So it's just cool. I don't know. I love seeing it in the branded packages. Yeah. The food sucks. And we ate McDonald's because we're losers. But
hey, whatever.
The cards were fucking cool.
I just think that kind of promotion is cool, and I wish they would do more of that. Because I do remember wanting to get things like they had these stupid Sonic handheld gaming things that were like 2-button dumbass games, you know. And
like little LCD screens.
Yeah, and like I remember going crazy about those and the Pokemon cards. Like that's really cool. I feel like it's upsetting that we don't see more of that. However, I also don't tune into what McDonald's toys are, so maybe they did that during like the Sonic movie.
I mean, I hadn't heard about it, so you texted me and said you were going to look at the one here, and
well, I saw it on Twitter. And it was
I had heard about it.
It was like Pokemon at McDonald's or something, and it was like like Wednesday morning or something, or Tuesday, and I was like, holy shit! And I was already going out to do something, and Maddie was like, oh yeah, get me some like avocado toast from 18 grams, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to McDonald's, and so we go into the Culpeper McDonald's, or I do. I sit in line for a few minutes.
No, it was not bussing.
It was not. It was finna bus, but it did not bus. And the woman comes out and she was like, I was like, do you have the Pokemon Happy Meal? She was like, no. I was like, fuck. And I was like, all right, let me get 2 McDoubles. I mean, it was upsetting, but we found them. them.
I mean, honestly, we should have just been like, give me the packs of cards in the box and you can go.
You can keep
the food.
Yeah.
You're like, it's a net positive.
Probably do that. Yeah. I mean,
you can sell them to someone else for more money. But
just keep the food, keep the change.
Keep the change.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. On that same note, like card games and all that, I have been playing YuGiOh for the Switch. Steve got me at a little while back, and that game is fucking hard, man. Like I was breezing through the first couple of rounds, and I mean, I do love card games. Like I made Danielle play Pokemon with me. I don't think I can get into Magic.
TCG?
Yeah.
Dude, Magic is fire.
I know you say that, but I just don't feel like I can. Like understanding the rules for 2 card games, I feel like is enough for my small brain. Like, and those are not complicated games. Pokemon, it's very simple. I explained it to Danielle with 1 round, and then she beat me the next time. YuGiOh is a little bit more, I feel like a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, Magic, there's some nuance to it that you can get fucked by if you don't know.
Yeah.
So that's fair, but
I love that those games, like, I love that these games have video games to teach you how to play. Like that's the only reason I feel like I know how to play Pokemon was from the Game Boy game of trading card game for the Game Boy.
I didn't know how to play the game, and I would still play the Game Boy game because it didn't let you do things you couldn't do, right?
Yeah, and then YuGiOh, same thing. We played it for Game Boy Advance. We also played the card game. But that was a video I watched recently that was like, this is partially why Digimon never took off, because the only way you could learn to play a Digimon game digitally, like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh both had an accessible way to learn how to play that game digitally, right? Was Digimon did not have that here. They had a game on the fucking Wonder Swan. It was exclusive to Japan, and that, the Japanese version and the American version of Digimon are two totally separate games, which is wild to me.
Well, all I will say about that is
Digimon, like, the game actually an RPG, or is it like...
The video games are. The original ones were, so people, quick history lesson for those of us not
I don't
into
know.
Digimon.
I only saw that TV show.
Digimon started as, like, the boys' answer to Tamagotchi. They were trying to make it be, like, a cool thing for kids, like Monsters Battle. It was never set up as like the Pokemon arch rival, right? I mean, it evolved into that for sure and clearly lost 100%. I get that, but it was Tamagotchi. So the original video games were very much like Tamagotchi monster raising elements with some battling and stuff like that.
And they had
Tamagotchi.
keychains.
Yeah, I have some. I bought the like anniversary ones last year, but they're
weren't those like $60 each?
No, the ones that I wanted to get were like $60 each. I got them for like 30 or 40 off Amazon.
The only one I remember is like the dinosaur with the metal plate on its face.
Oh, Greymon
or Metal Greymon.
What was the
Greymon?
Greymon was So, long story short, the games were all kinds of different things. The newer ones are very cool. People like they're turn-based RPGs. But I feel like they always went more of the story route than for most of the games than like Pokemon did.
Yeah.
But they always try new things. Like there are some that are very much just straight up RPGs. There are some that are monster raising, like Tamagotchi style. But the card game, like I hardly remember that. I know we had some of the cards, but
we had the Hercules Kabuterimon card,
starter,
dude,
okay.
And like that was honestly like my favorite card and favorite Digimon at the time.
I just feel
like
they
had cards.
They did, yeah. I mean, everything is a card game, like people forget about what was the there was like a Yu-Gi-Oh knockoff, not really, but what the fuck, Duel like Masters or something? No.
Duel Masters.
No, because I think Duel Monsters was the like name of the Yu-Gi-Oh card game in
Duel Masters.
Duel Masters, yeah, was like this other monster card game that didn't take off as well. But I mean, there's tons of these things, right? Everything just had to have a card game. There's Final Fantasy card games.
Yeah,
there's
that was the
Fire
formula.
Emblem card game.
Yeah.
It's just another merchandising thing. But Pokemon took off because people fucking love Pokemon. The game.
Why did it take off?
I think they were cute, relatable little characters.
Pokemon's like one of the biggest media franchise. It is like the biggest franchise.
Yeah, everyone. If you show someone a picture of Pikachu, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's Pikachu."
No. Oh yeah.
You show someone a picture of what's that little fucking green guy from of Greymon? Yeah.
Honestly, they might know Greymon if they're
Agumon is like the not baby version, the first like
Agumon. That's
not baby looking version.
My question is, why did it take off? Like, what about it?
The green one was the flower one I was thinking of.
Yeah, I just think it's because Pokemon was so popular.
Yeah, I mean, and this kind of like
okay,
like Steve
I'm gonna
said,
rephrase it one more time.
All right,
why was it so popular? That's what I'm saying.
Just Pokemon
what is it
in general?
about it?
I think they were cute.
that put it above the rest.
I think for part of it is they had.
You're like because it was popular.
Well, I thought you were saying why is the card game popular? I'm saying because the franchise was right.
I'm saying why was the
Pokemon?
franchise, like in your opinions, so popular?
Sean's right. It's cute. It was all about like a community thing, right? They made the two versions to start with because it was I can't get them all. I have to talk to my friends in class. I have to trade. what was the original idea? The guy was like picturing monsters traveling through the link cable for the Game Boy. He wanted that experience of getting together with friends. So I think that was a big thing. I missed out on a lot of it, but I remember friends trading Pokemon and having that good time.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it was also like you build up a team and you fight. Like it was a competitive, like, I don't know. I feel like the reason I got into it was because of the anime, because it was a cool show, because the characters were cool looking, but also there were a lot of cute ones. It wasn't like every Digimon you look at is like, I'm a serious character. You know what I mean? Like there's very few, few cute. And
the show was a lot more serious too, though.
Yeah. I mean, so and that's what the guy said in that video I was talking about. He was like, the story of Digimon was like 20 times better than fucking Pokemon.
The story of Digimon was like classic anime isekai, which means like transported to another world story, whereas Pokemon was like monster of the week, like let's just have a good time, and Ash maybe eventually does something.
Yeah.
Like,
and he stays 12 for 35 fucking
But there was like character development in Digimon. And
now was the Game Boy Color or Game Boy game before the anime
of
Pokemon?
I think the Game Boy, and Yellow, the reason they made that was because the show had Pikachu as his main thing, and they were like, let's do that.
Man, I would love to have like complete in-box copies of the original 4. Red, green, blue, yellow. Man.
Green I don't think came out in America.
It did not, but...
Oh, it didn't?
No. Green,
okay.
They
Red, blue, yellow?
released Leaf Green as a, DS or GBA game.
GBA, but...
Okay, so what, like the...
Green was Japanese only.
Okay.
Yeah, we got blue.
Well, even that. Red, blue... Yeah, we had... we definitely had yellow, and I think we... You know, we might have had all of them at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know if I remember having red, but I know we had yellow, and I'm almost positive we had blue. But, dude, to have complete in-box copies, like in good condition...
Yeah.
Yikes.
That would be a fucking sweet piece to have.
$200, dude.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
Well, actually, this is Canadian dollars.
Oh, one Canadian, eh?
Well, the last thing I want to say about it is I think the 150 original Pokemon was such a like large cast to come out with at first that everyone had their favorites, and it was like personal that, you know, of course the starters, everyone has their favorite. Charizard always gets like, you know, most of the crowd, but I feel like having that big cast, I mean, there's a lot of games that because there's so many characters, people get into it. Not to bring this, I don't want to talk about it that much today, but like gacha games, I've been playing some recently. It's all about having a ton of characters, and people find like the ones they want, and that's why they essentially gamble their real money trying to pull them, because you get favorites and you want to have that personal experience where you get the characters you like. That's why people like those games. I think it's the same for Pokemon, except the point was also you can get all 150 and just like all of them.
But yeah, I think you mentioned it. Having 2 games for each release was such a good thought process because, you weren't able to get them all, which I think is kind of fucked up a little bit. The fact that you have to spend more money or you have to find somebody with.
Well, you'd have to find it, and you'd have to spend money on 2 GBAs, a link cable, and 2 games if you were to do it all by yourself.
Yeah.
So it didn't make sense to do that. Steve and I were brothers, right? We still are.
You were then. You are not now.
We're not any brothers anymore. But you know, he had blue version, I had red, and like he didn't play it as much as I did. I was like, "Hey, can I borrow your game?" And I fucking like got all the Pokemon, and I have 151 of a complete Pokedex in that game. But at the same time, like, just, you know, everyone at the time had a friend who had a fucking Game Boy and had that game. Like, it wasn't like, you know, that hard to fucking come across that.
I think it's like, it's smart and it's kind of an asshole move at the same time. Like, I get it. They're making more money from it, but it's also like, hey, man, fuck you.
the asshole move is that they always released like a third version. Other than, I guess, Sun and Moon, they did like the Beast Mode, Ultra Sun, right?
But, what do you mean when you say third version?
Like, because Yellow, there was the Crystal version for the 2nd gen.
They always do like a third that was like the better, had more stuff or whatever. But you know, with Sword and Shield, they're like, we're just gonna release DLCs, and there's separate DLCs for Sword and Shield instead of having, like, if you have Sword and Shield already, now you have to buy the DLCs for each separate game instead of one.
So you can't buy both DLCs?
You can, but it's not like I'm going to purchase the Sword and Shield DLC. There's a Sword DLC and a Shield DLC. So
and
if
you
you
have to
both
have the base game
of each, yeah.
Well, I mean,
that's bullshit.
I mean, dude, they fucking
bullshit.
caking, man.
I didn't know that. I thought they were things you could just purchase for either game.
no.
That makes me really upset. I think that's really fucking skeevy. And
I mean, what's the point of like if you only own one of them? What's the point of getting it? They could. I mean, I see why they did it, right? Like if I have only Shield,
and you really want to play Crown Tundra or whatever it is,
then like, you know, I have Sword. Lena has Shield, right? So I would have to get both of them for us both.
And they're completely different DLCs.
I don't know that that's
think
true. I'm saying that it's like a only compatible with that game.
Yeah, I think there's exclusive Pokemon in the
each
same
one.
DLC.
Yeah, but it's so you have to buy both separately. So I don't know. It's like double the money again, essentially. Like
yeah, a lot of people were upset about it. I know, understandably so.
I didn't know that, and now I'm upset.
Well, the other thing I'll say too
Welcome
is
to
that
like 6 months ago.
I didn't know. I thought it was like, oh, you can buy these 2 new DLC for whichever game. Dude, fuck them for that, man.
I do
That
feel
sucks.
like now though it's even more ridiculous to do it on your own and have both versions, have 2 Switch. Not that we don't have 2 Switches each, but I'm just saying I think most
Yeah, but
people
you're like
don't do
1%.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
like
I mean, yeah, we should not have that many Switches in the house.
Yeah, but it's
Well-
something you guys enjoy and like.
yeah,
you know,
wanted the Animal
I've got
Crossing
like
version.
fucking 4 cameras here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like those were like, no offense, like way fucking more expensive. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's
I'm
not
offended.
something you should be.
Yeah, I don't care.
Apologizing
I'm offended,
for.
But
so
Bro, I'm fucking
just to
offended.
go back a little bit, Mason, I think you read it over my shoulder. A Pokemon Special Pikachu Edition Yellow version Game Boy sealed brand new in box. Can you just take a guess, Steve, of how much that goes for?
$500.
$3,500.
Pretty
I
sick.
mean, an open version
Yeah,
with no manual is $228.
I would settle for a complete inbox opened.
This one's no manual again, $200.
Where's that damn manual?
Pokemon Yellow version Special Pikachu Edition Game Boy complete inbox works. 157. So yeah, they're pretty pricey.
I'm surprised it's not more.
The complete inbox for, I don't know why this person's selling it for so cheap. Yellow, blue, red version complete inbox,
Is it-
$649.
gosh. That's actually like, I feel like a pretty good price.
Yeah, that's not a bad deal at all.
Is it an auction?
No, it's best offer.
Yeah, or it's Oboe.
It's Oboe. What's the catch?
I mean, it appears that they're being sold from Mexico, so they may. I don't remember if there's a. Yeah, I don't know if there's a.
You got to check the guy's seller rating. That seems really low.
Yeah, 1 viewed per hour. 93.9 positive feedback. 153.
Jump through those photos real quick. I mean, they look legit. Man, that's really cool. Well, I'll have to look at that after this. Well, I think we've had a good time, you know?
Coming up on an hour here.
Coming up on an hour here. Is there anything else that you want to chat about?
I guess.
Go ahead.
You got something?
I was just gonna say, on the same topic of card games, I've been watching a lot of YuGiOh fucking YouTube videos, which I'm never gonna fucking play the physical card game again. But it is super interesting to go back and like see what changed, because I'm not that far in the game and I'm still on like version 1 of YuGiOh, and like I still know every card I'm about to get and draw. And there's so many more out there that like I've got no fucking idea what I'm coming up on.
That's why part of why I stopped playing the mobile game Duel Links. I had a good time. I was spending a bit of money and probably needed to chill being in college and having no money. So that was part of also why I stopped. But
yeah,
at the time, it was pretty much every card I knew. There was a couple here and there that were like I'd never seen before, but they started adding mechanics from like the Synchro monsters, and then there's like Pendulum and all these weird mechanics we didn't have growing up. So it got weird, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to learn all this, and I stopped.
There was a video I watched 46 minutes long of the first part of History of Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta 2002 preview. And it was just like the first beginning part of...
Who's it by?
Roobindale.
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 Linked in the show notes.
Really cool video. Actually, I feel like really well done. There were a couple parts where he was like showing cards that were a little pixelated looking, but the editing I felt like was pretty cool.
I don't know enough about Yu-Gi-Oh to like really add anything to the conversation, to be completely honest with you. So I'm just gonna keep nodding.
Well, kind of dumb as shit.
Yeah. Well, no. So
I just don't know anything about it.
yeah, I mean it's a card game. There's monsters.
I just know
spells,
like blue-eyed, shiny eyes.
There you go. Yeah,
that's the one.
So I don't want to fuck whatever else I was going to talk about. I'll say this because I know you didn't even play Yu-Gi-Oh, so we'll keep it short. But what I like about Magic: The Gathering, keeping it within games, but a little bit different. Good game. I wanted to stop spending money on the cards. That's why I stopped. There's other games online I can play now and stuff. I'd still probably spend money. But Yu-Gi-Oh had like these ridiculous card effects, and they kept adding new mechanics, and it got to a point where I said there was like a TikTok where someone was like, what the game actually is you go through activating so many effects and pulling out new cards and doing all this crazy shit on like turn whatever, like your first turn or whatever it is. It gets to be much. And when you look at some of the descriptions for the effects of some of these Yu-Gi-Oh cards, they're like font size 1 filling up the entire bottom of the card. It's like these massive descriptions. And Magic has some stuff like that occasionally, but normally it's for like a ridiculous, like they have sets that are purposefully ridiculous, essentially.
Yeah.
Most of what Magic does is they have like keywords for effects that are all the time, that it's one word, you read it on there, you know what it does. So it's consistent, evergreen keywords, and then they have new ones for sets. And they also do that where a set will come out and it might have new effects that are within that set, essentially. And you might use them if you play like a format that uses all cards from all time or whatever. But as those sets rotate out and new cards are coming out, you might not ever see that again until they bring it up later. But most of the effects they have are very simple and easy to understand. So the basics of it is not that bad, where like you see a Yu-Gi-Oh card and unless you know what it is, you look and you're like, okay, let me read the shit out of that. Like, what the fuck?
I do appreciate that about the card game, because like I can read my opponent's card at any point and my own card at any point. Like,
yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's partially why I like it, though, because of like some cards have crazy effects, and it's a lot, and you have to kind of remember, okay, should I play like, does this one make sense to play now, or should I hold on to this? Or
yeah, I feel like power level in the game doesn't really make sense, but
yeah,
in general, I enjoy card games because they have like so much crazy stuff going on, and I think the barrier to entry for card games is so low. That's why kids enjoy them. But when you see, like you're saying, these YouTube videos you watch, or if you watch like real tournaments for these card games, like the people that play them are machines, and the decks and stuff people come up with are so crazy that you're like, how did you even think about that?
Well, I mean, like, I just think about us as kids, and like we get, Slifer, the Sky Dragon, and I was like, dude, I got to put that on my deck.
Yeah.
And then like,
they would be, dude, I'm definitely following.
Yeah,
but the thing was, like, I watched this video and they were like, why no one fucking plays these cards? And it was all the God cards, and like I was like, well, I feel like a dumbass because that was me as a kid. Like, I need to play this card, and they were like, this card is so fucking shitty. It's like the worst card. Like, you know, like, there's no way you should even ever think about playing this card.
I feel like the thing when you're a kid is you just want to stack with everything that looks cool and what you like, what you saw on the show or whatever. And in Magic, I did a similar thing where, there's 60 card decks, and I would put in one of a card that I was like, oh, this is pretty good, but I don't want too many of them because, I don't need that. Like, I don't need to have 4 of them ever.
Yeah.
But then you have 1 out of a 60 chance to draw that card. So really, you should be putting 4 in of any card that's good, unless it's something where you're like, if I got 2 of them, it would be absolutely useless. Then you don't put in 4. Maybe you put in 2 to up your chances. But that was something I didn't realize until fucking high school. My math teacher sat down to play with us after we had done all of our work at the end of the year. And he's looking through my shit, and he's like, writes out the math for how I'm never going to draw this card if I don't put in 4 of them. He's like, why would you even have this? And I'm like, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
And when you go and look at how people build their decks, that's...
Yeah, most people who are doing that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Do not put any monster in there that requires 2 cards to summon. So like
It's a waste.
polymerization out, like fusion cards out, like all of that shit.
Because it's card advantage. Like when you spend too many to get out a new card, like you used basically 3 cards to have something out, whereas
that could just be killed with Trap Hole.
Yeah, but Mason,
Buddy, you're not making a lick of sense up there.
Yeah. Just to cut this short, maybe we'll have an episode about card games. Yeah. Maybe I'll make you guys play some Magic. But I don't know, they're really fun for me. I enjoy them, and a good part of it too is the playing the video game. Not so much, but like outthinking your opponent, like tricking people. You know, it's mind games, and like that can be fun. So
it's chess, fam.
It's the last thing I'll say.
Good talk, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mason. Love YuGiOh. You know, right?
Why don't you shut her down there, Steve?
Go ahead and shut her down.
Yeah. As always, thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully, you like Pokemon. I don't really that much, but it was still good for me to talk about it. So, I don't know what this episode's gonna be called.
I think
Pokemon
it's gonna be called like it's gotta have
Pokemon,
something.
McDonald's,
McDonald's.
YuGiOh games,
like,
cards.
Yeah, like McDonald's Pokemon cards and YuGiOh or something. You know.
But bruh.
Jesus Christ,
that's really fucking loud.
Bruh.
Yeah. Catch us next week. Follow us on Instagram at Debuff Pod. Thanks for listening, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
Later. Debuff is hosted by me, Steve Skeels, edited and mixed by Mason Carlton. Follow us on Instagram at DebuffPod. That's Debuff, P-O-D. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.